I'm Scott from South Florida Insider, and I'm here with...
I'm Buddy from Less Than Jake. I play the trombone.
And, so far, this tour's been going for a little bit of time now. How's it been so far, I guess, this leg of the tour, and what's been going on earlier?
Well, let's see. We've been out for a little over 2 weeks. I've lost my voice because we're running the bar after hours sometimes after the show, and even just going, what do you want, whiskey and Coke? Okay. You do that enough times, then you lose your voice. So far, the weather, I don't want to jinx this, it's been hot as shit, but at least it hasn't rained. When there's the weird monsoon or whatever, it definitely messes up the Warped Tour a little bit. So I would take the heat over that, because you can at least get out of the heat sometimes. But we went through Texas and Las Cruces and the whole southern sweat box at the beginning of the tour, and that was definitely a little warm.
Yeah, but doesn't it get kind of refreshing when there is that monsoon if you've been hot that long?
If it's a nice rain shower in the afternoon, that's good. But when it's tornadoes blowing the tents away and stuff like that, that's what I was talking about. If it's just a slush fest or a little bit of rain during the afternoon, that's great. That actually happened one day where it was just light rain for a little while, and everyone's yeah, that's free shower.
How many years have you guys been doing this with the Warped Tour? I feel like I've seen you so many times, time and time again.
We're actually, right now, the only band out here on the tour that's done it 3 decades. We did it in the 90s, we did it in the aughts, and now we've entered the teens, and we are, we started in 97 was the first one we did, so we've been doing it quite a few times. I don't even know what the number. I think we've been on at least 10 U.S. ones. We also did an Australian Warped Tour and the European Warped Tour. There was only one European Warped Tour, and we were on it with Ice motherfucking T, as he was calling himself at the time.
So what else is going on with you guys? I mean, after the Warped Tour is finished up, are you doing a headline tour? Are you going anywhere overseas?
Well, we just did a U.S. tour in the winter. We did January and February. We were out around the U.S. So between that and this, that's definitely all we're doing for here. And we just went to England before this. So I think our touring for the year is actually coming to a head because our drummer and bass player are both having kids this fall. So there's going to be a little bit of time of us off the road. But that actually makes it easier for us to record some more stuff. And we just put out an EP right before this tour started. We recorded at Roger's house. He's got a studio at his house, and so we recorded 5 songs, put that out, and I think that's gonna be the trend for now. We're just gonna go home, record some songs, put them out immediately, not worry about having the next album release and trying to put all the ads out and 3 months of build-up time and that kind of crap. It's just record, put it up, because that's how immediate things have become these days. And then next year actually is our 20th anniversary as a band, so we will probably in the springtime start doing some sort of jaunts around the world to celebrate our 20 years as old men.
And maybe have more kids in between so you could get some more studio time.
Yeah, well, who knows how many kids we actually have out there. This is just the first kids that we know about.
Nice. Hey, what about other projects and stuff? You said you're going to go to the studio again. Do you guys got any videos or anything, podcast?
We are working on some sort of video, but it's not so much like a Lady Gaga video or something. It's more of we have this live footage that this guy put together for us, and then we're going to try and put some animation stuff over the top of it, which would be kind of cool. I'm not really sure what we're doing video-wise other than that. We just released the DVD anthology, which I guess is the last video thing I worked on. I do all the video stuff for our band, and that was basically, we played in 2007, we did these things we called the record shows, and we played 6 shows in Florida, 2 in 3 cities, and we played Pezcore straight through, and then we'd play another hour worth of stuff and get completely wasted. So I edited all that stuff. We recorded it on 5 camera angle shoot and with the audio on Pro Tools and everything, and Roger mixed all the audio and I edited all the video, which was a long, arduous task that I was doing all the time while we were on the road. I finally got done with all that, and so we released all the actual record shows, and then there's another DVD of bonus stuff from early in our career all the way through up until yesterday.
So you think there'll be another anthology hitting that 20-year mark? I mean, going through the years piece by piece, seeing how some of you may have lost some hair gone gray.
That's what the bonus disc on there has, some stuff throughout the years, which is pretty crazy. And going back and doing editing all that footage and finding the stuff was really fun for me, just because it was a big task to find all the stuff, but just seeing us in our youth and some of the small places we played and just remembering the shows or not remembering the shows, I'm there I am, but I don't remember that at all. It was definitely a weird thing. And 20 years, we never thought that was ever going to happen. We started out just being dudes in college playing in a band, and we always had aspirations to be bigger, but they were never really, we're going to be the next huge stadium band. It was always I hope we can put out a 7-inch record, in 3 months. So we always had these attainable goals and just kept reaching them, and I think that's what led us to get where we are, is we could just kind of snowballed into a bigger and bigger thing.
You think any time soon? I mean, you got definitely the Florida ties being from Gainesville and all, and you guys have paid tribute before, and we are South Florida based. I mean, obviously here in Minnesota, but you think that we're going to see any more tributes to the Gainesville scene anytime soon, or they kind of outlived their dealing?
We did the GNVFLA was our last full-length record that we put out, and that was pretty much a tribute to the Ville. And there were a couple songs on there about Florida. There's the one that's called State of Florida, which is a double entendre because it was also the state that Florida's in, not just the state of Florida. But yeah, I mean, wherever you live usually inspires something, and Vinny writes all of our lyrics, so I'm sure there'll be something else coming out of our hometown. Something will, especially now that they have kids, I'm sure there'll be some sort of like weird diaper talk or something on the record that has to do with Florida. Yeah. Raising your kid in a college town or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember a while ago, I think I spoke with Roger then about it. When you guys were on Warped Tour, you just have people dressed up in costumes, like dancing around all over the place, shooting toilet paper out the crowd and everything. I mean, where did those ideas come from? I mean, those were really in left field and a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's weird. It's funny because there's a lot of bands out here right now doing a lot of the same things that we had done over the years. But yeah, it's just it was just ideas that we'd tossed around. It was from our shows and clubs too. We always had like the toilet paper guns and weird stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff works better on the Warped Tour because it's like a huge, big thing. And we have a T-shirt cannon with us this time, and like sometimes we do that. We've been shaving kids' heads into mohawks on stage. So we have some stuff that we've been doing this time, but we try to like make it different every time too, or whatever. So it's not the same shtick every time or whatever. And we had the clown for a while, and the Skull Man or whatever. And then there was a couple years where this guy Tony that actually runs the fest in Gainesville was out with us too, and they would both dress up in weird stuff. He was like the gay cowboy one time, and we would just make like that. We made chaps out of garbage bags, like in duct tape. You know what I mean? Like, so he just had like the assless chaps and like the vest made out of a garbage bag, and he rode like we had like a blow up dolphin float or whatever, and he was the gay cowboy, like riding the crowd. But I mean, I don't know, just those ideas have come from us just sitting around being like, what can we do on Warped Tour this time? And then like someone comes up with some ghetto production idea, and there it is.
So does that mean Halloween's your favorite holiday? All you guys?
It's actually Roger's birthday is Halloween, which is ironic. So he always gets gypped at it. I always feel bad for people that have their birthday on like a holiday, like Christmas babies or the New Year baby. New Year baby would actually be good because there's always a party on your birthday, but it's never really for you, so it would kind of suck.
So just kind of wrapping things up, I mean, what else is kind of down the road? I mean, like you said, you guys are going to probably chill out for a bit, write some new material. Do you guys got anything kind of you're toying around with while you're on tour?
Well, I mean, I know next year is, like I said, our 20th anniversary, so there's going to be something, but there's nothing set in stone, and if there was, I wouldn't give it away yet anyway. But there's always something on the horizon for us. I mean, it's just hard to say, you never, and it's going to be at least until next year before we do something like that. So probably the next thing up for us is going to be to work on some new tunes again. And even though we just put some out, we're probably going to go home and finish up, so to speak, complete the ideas that were already kind of still going around.
But the plan is to stay veterans of the Warped Tour for years and years?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we probably won't do it next year. Usually don't do it like 2 years in a row, but I'm sure that we will be out here again at some point. There was a point where you're in denial and you're like, we're never doing the Warped Tour again, because like halfway through you're like, God, I'm so hot, and well, I'm never doing this tour. And we would say that to people in interviews, but the truth of the matter is we know we're going to end up back on the tour again. It's just how it is. It's just that you come do it because you miss it and you forget that you have to shit in a porta potty every day. And it's a great way to get to like young fans that probably don't know who we are or have heard of us through their like older brother or whatever, but have never actually seen us play. And so we actually hear that a lot, like the merch booth later. Like people will come by and be like, oh, I was waiting to watch Day to Remember, but I stuck around for you guys because I knew my older brother listened to you, but I'd never seen you or whatever. And he's like, you guys were great. I'm totally going to come see you now. It's like, so it's definitely a way for us to re-get in touch with the youth of today, I guess.
And just a final question. I mean, you guys did a whole entire Grease album a long while
back. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Could there ever be maybe Sound of Music album or something crazy
well, we did just
that?
Release in the last fall. It was called the TV EP, which was us doing all the TV theme shows and commercials. It was a whole CD of that, which was our latest endeavor of doing some sort of ridiculous covers. I'm not sure about the Sound of Music necessarily, but there could be another.
Didn't you guys do like Gilligan's Island or something a long time ago?
That was the Bruce Lee Band, which was basically us and Mike Park from Skank and Pickle. But it was they did the Gilligan Twist, so it was like mixing Twist and Shout with Gilligan's Island, which was really something embarrassing, and I'm glad that I actually had no part of.
Nice. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.